man, I told you already I'm in love with summer. I love when the heat kind of cranks up and it gets nice and toasty outside. But I know there are some of you out there that are like, whew, that is too hot for me. And I feel you. It does get a little bit warm. So make sure that you do keep yourself nice and hydrated as this weather kind of gets cranked up and we get closer to these hot, hot summer months. For my folks that are kind of indoors, make sure that you take good care of yourselves and don't overexert too much. And for my active people, make sure you're picking those non-peak times of the day to get that outdoor exercise in so that you don't have to worry about that heat exhaustion stuff or worry about that sun overwhelm. And if you are just waking up with me, good morning to your day. Make sure that you open your pretty little eyes and stretch out those pretty little toes as you come out of those covers, and probably have the fan on or the AC or the window open or something as the nights can get a little bit warm. And make sure that you go ahead and spend some time just in your body, just saying hello, just waking up, just giving some gratitude to this day and to this beautiful opportunity that you have to be alive. And what a beautiful opportunity that is. You know, it's such a special moment when you can celebrate the little things. I think sometimes we get caught up in the big stage of life and we think that the only thing worth celebrating are, you know, high school graduations or the birth of a baby or, you know, the celebration of someone's life. But sometimes it's just the little things, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a big, big celebration or a big, big deal. I think that all the little deals are the big deal. I think all the little moments are the big finish. And I feel that it's really important to celebrate every moment, every joint that smoothly moves, every moment of laughter, every moment of support, every moment of openness. And so please, please consider celebrating the little moments today, the small wins, those little habits that you've built that are bringing you so much joy. And I want to also remind you that today is a special day. And do you want to know why? Well, today is a special day simply because you are here. And I want you to know that if you don't do anything else the rest of the day, although I encourage you to do other things, if you don't do anything else the rest of the day, you have succeeded in showing up to this day with your full authentic self. And that, my friends, is worth celebrating. You have something special and unique and important. Yes, I said it, important to contribute to the world. And the best part about it is you don't even know what it is yet. That's right. You actually have to get up, get going, get out there, interact with people, interact with nature, interact with the world, interact with your own thoughts so you can find out what was the purpose of today. Was there a purpose for today? What offering did I have to give to the universal energy, right? Was it a smile to a stranger? Was it petting a little dog on the head and seeing him be really, really happy? Was it, you know, waving to a young child? Was it helping somebody, you know, with their groceries? Was it writing in your journal? Was it dreaming something really big and cool? Or was it just answering the phone when nobody else picked up? You never know how you showing up as your full authentic self impacts the world. And so I encourage you to get out there and see what happens, see what's available to you, see what's accessible, and see what positive impact you might have. And I believe those positive moments, those little teeny tiny things that we often overlook, are those big ripples in the river, right? Those are those big moments of impact that really are just small moments of thoughtfulness that we can give not only to ourselves but to those around us. So sending you lots of good love, lots of good vibes, so much good energy this morning as you are waking up and preparing your mind, your hearts, your spirits, your energy for this beautiful day. And I want to remind you as well, we have reached the end of the month of May. I know, it's crazy, right? Tomorrow is June 1st. So those of you all that have rent due, don't forget to write that rent check or whatever you need to do. I know it's Friday and everybody's getting paid and everybody's looking forward to this beautiful weekend, and there's so many fun events going on. But make sure that you take care of business too, y'all. Before you enjoy, make sure that you get all your ducks in order so that you can really kick back and enjoy this beautiful weekend. If you didn't already know, actually I have a really cool event happening on Sunday. It's called the Vegan Yoga Brunch, and it's happening in Germantown, and I have a flash sale going on for those tickets. So if you want to check them out, you can just Google Vegan Yoga Brunch, and we're going to do a yoga class. There'll be a full vegan plant-based buffet that I'll be catering, live music. It's going to be a really, really good time. And we've actually almost sold out of the tickets tickets, and I'm sorry I'm just not letting you guys know about it. But in the future, I'll make sure I give you much more advance notice. But it's going to be Sunday, June 2nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This weekend. So if you haven't already or you're interested in finding something to do, you can just Google Vegan Yoga Brunch and you will find us on Eventbrite, and you can grab a snag of tickets. And if you want that special code, 50% off, you can type in good food in all caps, and that'll get you a 50% off ticket while those are still available. Even more exciting, we have happening later on this week. No, actually tonight, there's a special event, so stay tuned for I'm gonna be giving you a pair of tickets to that event tonight as well, so stay tuned for that in addition. We are going to be talking today about something that is really near and dear to my heart. And, you know, a lot of people think that in order to care for other people, you know, you have to kind of step outside of yourself. You have to sacrifice, you know. And I understand that sacrifice is sometimes a big conversation when it comes to offering care and support to others. But the truth of the matter is we have lots of people in our communities, deeply embedded in our communities already, who are offering their love and support. And you know who I'm talking about? Our nurse practitioners. Yay! Our registered nurses. Yay! And I want to just give a big shout out to our folks that are in the medical field, that are going every day to the ICU units and, you know, spending time in the hospitals and really caring for our communities at some of our most vulnerable moments. You know, nurses are really a critical part of healthcare, and they make up one of the largest sections of the entire health profession. And if you look at the World Health Organization statistics, actually there are approximately 29 million nurses and midwives in the world, with 3.9 million of those actually residing here in the U.S. And I'm going to be speaking to somebody today who is on his way to becoming a registered nurse. Basil, hello. Nice to meet you, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I'm so excited. This conversation has me so excited, Ja. I don't know if anybody else is this excited to talk about the profession of nursing, but I have lots of excitement going on. So, Basil, welcome. So before we even get like deep into the dive of like all the things, being a nurse and and moving in the direction of becoming a nurse, like what are the steps to that? I feel like it's a little intimidating, no?
You're asking like what are the specific ways? How do you become?
Yeah, like how do you actually become it? Right, yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways to get there, but everybody needs to, if you want to become an RN, there's a few paths. RN means registered nurse, and you can become a registered nurse by getting an associate's degree in nursing, like at CCP or the community colleges around the area. You can also become a registered nurse by getting a bachelor's of science in nursing. So those are the two sort of like degrees that you need to look at. And those degrees confer different opportunities, and might work in people's lives in different ways. I have a friend who's getting his associate's degree at CCP and really wants to be with old folks in a nursing home setting, and that's really a perfect fit for him. If you want to work in a hospital more and more these days, you have to go the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing route, which is traditionally a 4-year degree, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing what's called an accelerated bachelor's. So I already have a bachelor's in something else. I'm 34, so I'm sort of coming to it again, back to school again. And I was able to take a bunch of prerequisite courses that would have been included in that 4-year degree. So like chemistry, anatomy and physiology, microbiology, statistics, that sort of thing. Get that out of the way just on my own through online classes. At CCP, I took a bunch of classes. CCP is great, by the way. Just as like a little shout out, I had some of the best professors ever at CCP. And I don't think they get enough props for what they're doing. So I took maybe 2 years. I was working full-time in a social service agency in Philadelphia, and I decided to leave that job, start waiting tables at night so that during the day I could have the flexibility to take classes. And it took 2 years or so to take about 5 or 6 classes because I didn't want to do them all at once. And then I was ready to apply to accelerated Bachelor's of Science in Nursing programs. And Drexel has one, Penn has one, I believe LaSalle, Holy Family, I think, is another university in the area that has one. I ended up going to Villanova out in Villanova.
Wow.
And they have a 14-month accelerated second bachelor's of science in nursing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow and double wow. That's incredible. You just so I have so many follow-up questions.
Yeah, please.
But you just opened up my mind like hugely to the possibilities. I don't think I've ever really understood what an accelerated bachelor's was, and especially in the world of nursing, where in my mind I was thinking the only option is that 4-year, bachelor's of science in nursing, right?
Yeah.
As the only option. We are going to get into all of those questions. If you don't know already and you are listening right now and you're like, what? A male nurse? Yes, it's a thing. Okay, so catch up with the times, y'all. If you have any questions for Basil about the process of becoming a nurse, or even just like about the work we're about to get into in the conversations, you can give us a call at 215-634-8065 or toll free at 1-866-361-0900. And the most exciting part is right now I'm actually going to let you know that we are doing a giveaway for tickets here in the studio. We are actually out of tickets. Yay! I'm sorry, everybody. We're actually out of tickets today. So, yay. Make sure that you come to the event later on tonight. It's going to be incredible. Tonight, between 5 and 7 p.m., actually at Bartram's Garden, it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous experience. We are going to cut to a quick break in just a moment. This is Helana here live on Daybreak, here on 96.1 FM, 900 on your AM dial, every single morning with you, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And welcome, welcome, welcome to your morning. We'll be right back after this break.
Who will protect the citizens of the tri-state area from careless motorists, doctors who make medical mistakes, and companies that make defective products? Who will ensure that property owners are held accountable for dangerous conditions on their land? Who will represent the people with the honesty, integrity, and compassion that they deserve?
I will. I'm Sam Anning, your advocate, your lawyer, but most importantly, I'm your friend.
For more information, call 215-935-6901. That's 215-935-6901. Call now.
The Sweet Treat Hut is the highest-rated juice bar in Philly, located on the corner of 50th and Thompson Streets, providing delicious, healthy vegan food, juices, and smoothies. Treat yourself to a cup of happiness. Call 215-877-1471.
Listen live at wordradio.com.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. Ladies and gentlemen, we all walk down many streets. Sometimes we walk the wrong way, and many times we celebrate because we finally find the right way. Listen to this autobiography by Portia Nelson in 5 short chapters. As we listen, the question is, what street are we on now? Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street.
Bachelor Brothers Funeral Services, proudly serving families in 3 locations: Trenton, New Jersey, Broad Street in North Philly, and Garrett Road near West Philly. A tradition of excellence, a promise of care. BachelorBrothers.com or call Bachelor Brothers at 610-713-5560.
We are progressive and proud and interactive. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at onWURD. This is Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia. Streaming live at wordradio.com. Now back to Daybreak on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live at wordradio.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Halana here live and in the building with you each and every single morning, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. here on WURDradio.com, 96.1 on your FM dial, 900 on the AM. And what a beautiful morning it is. It's currently Friday, May 31st here in the city of Philadelphia, IA. 67 degrees outside, getting as high as 84. Whew! 84 degrees outside, my lovely people. Make sure that you prepare. There is no rain in sight today, so no umbrellas needed. None of that good stuff. You can actually come out on with your t-shirt and your shorts and all that good stuff. Get those sunglasses on, bring your bottle of water, all of that good stuff, and make that happen. And also, remember, it's a great day. Why? Because it's just a great day. That's why. So we don't need a reason to have a great day. It could just be awesome just because it is. And you can be awesome just because you are. And that's exactly what I believe. So I hope that you will let that seep into your pores, into your cells, and enjoy that encouragement for this morning. For my people who are on their way out the door by 6:30 a.m., you got about 6 minutes to make that happen. And you know those morning minutes can either go by as slow as possible or as quick as possible. So make sure that you decrease your stress by having your keys in hand, having your packed lunch on your way out the door. You know I'm a big proponent of having that packed lunch ready to go so you can take care of your body, mind, and spirit through good food that you know exactly what's in it. Making your way out the door this morning. Make sure that you keep us locked as you transition to your car, and make sure you don't miss a beat because we are speaking with Basil. Basil Hillel, who is a registered nurse on the way
Almost,
to...
yeah.
How do you say on the way to registered nursing?
Maybe a candidate?
Ah, yes, a registered nurse candidate. I love it. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So we were talking before the break about the actual process of becoming a registered nurse, which I love because I feel like you've already debunked some of those like questions I didn't know I had about the process. The fact that you can go to CCP and get an associate's degree. I remember associate's degrees were really big in the 70s and the 80s. Like my mom has an associate's degree, and there are some colleagues of mine that I have now that are in like their 30s that have associate's degrees, but like you don't really hear people talking about that anymore. Remembering that that's an avenue for employment and for doing a career path or shifting to another career path is such an encouraging conversation.
Yeah, and the thing about the associate's degrees that's really cool is that you spend less time and money getting into the field, and then if you find something that you really want to do but the requirement, the sort of basic requirement is to have that bachelor's, either a lot of hospital systems will pay their employees who are associates trained to get that match, or pay for the tuition to get the bachelor's, and then just transfer from, it's called RN to BSN.
Wow.
So that's kind of, there is a bridge. You're not sort of
Either
siloed
or.
off once you go in that direction. So there are options down the road to keep advancing. And then BSN prepared nurses are always sort of encouraged to look at master's level preparedness. Like you said at the top of the show, nurse practitioners are nurses who have a bachelor's and a master's.
Ooh, okay. This is great. This is great. Clearing the space to really understand what we're talking about, I think, is really important as a baseline of understanding. And I want to remind folks that if you are, perhaps you are a registered nurse or a nurse practitioner, or anywhere along that journey, or you just appreciate nurses, you're welcome to call in and share your story. The number is 215-634-8065. Okay, so follow-up questions, so many. So, Basil, tell me, what got you interested in becoming a nurse practitioner, right? Becoming a registered nurse.
Yeah, so maybe down the road, nurse practitioner with that master's degree.
Oh, right, the master's is the, right, okay.
For now, the
Gotcha.
bachelor's.
So, registered nurse. Yeah, what got you interested in that?
That is a good question. I'm so glad you asked. I have to say, first and foremost, that there are many people who I am lucky or blessed enough to have in my circle of friends and family who are already nurses. They might not be older than me, but I think of them as my nursing elders. You know, people who have gone before me on the path and have shown me the just incredible diversity of opportunity that there is. I have friends who work on the street helping people who are struggling with addiction. I have friends who work in hospitals. I have friends who don't touch a needle or a stethoscope, and they visit people in their homes and just promote health and promote healthy living and do their best to sort of keep people out of sickness and out of the hospital through education. There's school nurses, there's summer camp nurses, there's nurse elders of mine who do who sort of patch it together, and they do short-term contracts, and they travel, or they, do a school nurse in this school year and then a summer camp nurse in the summertime. So there's just a million ways to do it, and I was attracted to both the sort of way that my friends who are nurses talk about their job satisfaction, and also the flexibility that they have to try something for a year or two and then move on, try something else. It's a degree that sort of gives you a lot of options.
I can see that too, because now that you're continuing to expand my worldview when it comes to nursing, I'm recalling that I know people as well that do travel nursing, that do summer camp nursing, that work in homes, that work with folks in different kind of stages of life, if you will, and how important that is. I feel like intrinsically we understand the importance of this profession, but I'm curious, maybe you could share from a conversation you've had with some of your fellow colleagues, or just even your personal kind of inspiration or motivation, but why do you feel like it's important for folks to, because while the stats were showing that, 3.9 million of the nurses in the United States, 29 million nurses worldwide, 3.9 million of them being here in the U.S., they also said that the numbers are staggering. Like, there's still so much more room to have more nurse practitioners and I don't know why I keep switching that. What's the other one?
RNs, registered nurses.
RNs, and NPs.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a lot of letters.
Yes, registered nurses and nurse practitioners. The numbers, like, they're still looking for more people. Basically, it's a growing field, and they're hoping more people will apply and consider this as a career path. Why do you feel like we really need, either people or more people to really consider this as an opportunity? To support our communities in, in the stages of life?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, which is probably has just sort of been drilled into my head as a nursing student, is demographically the fact that we are an aging population, that there are more baby boomers, as we say, than there are people being born today, and so, or those rates are sort of in an imbalance, and so there's a term that people are using now, which I don't love, but it's kind of gives an image that there's a gray tsunami.
Okay.
There's this like really big wave of people in all communities who are moving towards retirement, moving towards aging, moving towards maybe sort of a less active lifestyle. Although obviously that doesn't have to be the story, and that the need for medical professionals or people who can do the health promotion or be with people in their homes is increasing, just sort of on a numbers level. As far as other reasons, I think, I don't know. I mean, I think people are naturally caring, and this is an opportunity for people to sort of put that into practice if you feel called to do it.
Yes, absolutely. And for your particular calling, you've decided to go into palliative care.
Yeah, that's like sort of the top of the list right now.
Okay.
I'm open to trying most things and seeing where the path takes me, but I do feel for some reason called to be with people towards the end of their lives. Yeah.
So if I can ask, that's such a and maybe this is typical of nursing students to kind of know-ish where they want to go. Like, oh, I want to go into pediatrics, so I really want to help folks that are dealing with, addiction. So maybe it was just something, again, intrinsic that you just felt like, I don't know, I think I want to do that. But was there something in particular, like an impetus or, like a catalyst that really opened your eye to consider that as part of your long-term career path with nursing to go into? And maybe you can explain also what palliative care is for folks that aren't clear.
Sure. So I think a lot of times palliative care and hospice get confused.
Okay.
They tend to get bunched together. Palliative care just means the type of sort of, could be symptom management, it could be help articulating what you want, what your sort of ideal quality of life would be given the presence of a chronic illness, which could run its course over 10 to 20 years. If I'm a 45 or 50-year-old person who's diagnosed with a respiratory illness, I might be able to live until I'm 75 or 80, but I have a disease that's going to impact my ability to be active and so maybe sort of keep up with other people in my life, keep up with the activities that I love. And palliative care just sort of speaks to a medical and a nursing perspective to help you live to the fullest capacity. Some people may not realize that they have more options than they do, and a palliative care nurse or a palliative care doctor can sort of help you through those stages as you age, as we age. Hospice care is specifically like when you are going to pass away from a terminal illness. And that could be at any minute now, or it could be in 6 months, or it could be in a year. But when people are in hospice, we understand that they're consenting to not receive any more sort of life-saving measures. If they go into respiratory arrest, they stop breathing, if their heart stops beating, we're not going to do chest compressions, we're not going to do CPR. We're going to honor their wishes to pass peacefully, rather than sort of intervening in a medical way. So palliative care, sometimes people say, oh, I don't want to do palliative care because I'm not dying, and that's true. You know, it's not happening now or in the short term, but there's ways to sort of manage pain or increase capacity for activity that a palliative care focus can sort of bring to a patient or a family or a community. Personally, I was interested in end-of-life care, I think, from sort of a philosophical place. Like, where I have sisters who have kids. I was there at the births. I saw births in nursing school. Oh my gosh, where do we come from? You know, we're sort of like brought into this world through the window of our mother's bodies, and this question sort of popped into my mind, like, where did this person come from? And now at the end of our lives, where do we go? You know, like, I'm sort of excited about that mystery, and we don't, you know, we all probably have different perspectives where we come from. I think it's something that is going to happen to all of us, and nobody really knows what it's like. And so there's a mystery there that I'm excited about or interested in. And so that was sort of from this philosophical sort of detached place. But then my father got sick, and it was just about this time last year that he was passing away. And I got to be with him, and I got to understand a bit more sort of what it means to be in control of your own passing, to get to have agency, to get to choose, to get to articulate, what do I want it to be like? You know, you can choose, yeah, I don't want CPR, but there's also so much more. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with you? What music do you want to listen to? What do you want to smell? What do you want the light to be like? You can sort of create your own final scene if you want. And I think we think more about this sort of at the beginning of life. Mothers are encouraged more and more to articulate what they want the births of their babies to be like. But I think we sort of forget a little bit that we get to do that at the end of our lives to varying degrees, depending on our willingness to admit that we're going to die, and also then take that next step and say, what do I want that to be like? And it's scary, of course. I've never done it, obviously. I'm sitting here with you, thankfully. But I don't know. I think it can enrich life if we start to think about it every once in a while. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just sort of playing with the ideas. But to be a nurse in that space where people are coming to terms with their mortality and starting to realize that it's part of the natural course of their life, and that they can say, you know, what song they want to hear at the end, or whatever the thing is, who they want to be with. That's beautiful to me.
I think that's beautiful to me, what you've just shared so eloquently. Thank you for that.
Sure,
I don't think
you.
I've ever heard a conversation narrated around just end-of-life care, or just as you so beautifully put it, coming to terms with mortality. And I think in a lot of spaces, especially for me, because I teach yoga and I teach meditation, and just like a lot of my work is based around really vibrant, abundant life. That conversation doesn't come up every day around how do you want to curate, your space and your energy and your transition. So just to kind of put that in our minds, I think is such an important part of the balance of things. And I feel also, another point that you made that I really want to kind of highlight is the possibility that considering or coming to terms with mortality, as you said, might reinvigorate our day-to-day living. And there are a couple different quotes that come to mind, but the essence of all of them kind of speaks to when you come face to face with death, with passing, with transition, with mortality, it allows you to come face to face with life every single day.
Yeah, you hear about people say my life flashed before my eyes. It's sort of like if you think you might be at the end, what do you remember? Is that kind of what
quote is pointing to? And also I think on the other side of it is the idea that, and I'll just say there's an actual meditation that you can do where you sit in stillness and quiet and you actually visualize what it looks like to see your body decay.
Whoa.
It's powerful. I'm not recommending folks to just go out there and do that meditation, but in some of the higher level trainings that I've completed, that's a really powerful meditation, and you continue the meditation every day for a series of days until you're able to get all the way to the back to dust kind of energy.
Wow.
So you process that, okay, one day I'm gonna pass. Almost like a literal face-to-face image of coming to mortality. I'm not saying you're imagining how you pass and all of those sorts of things, but just knowing that one day your body will be in the earth and visualizing your body in the earth and slowly seeing your body kind of turn to bone and turn to dust and connect back to the earth. And many of the folks that have completed that meditation process come out with this just vigor and this resiliency and this just energy because they're like, wow, it's really real.
Yeah.
It will really change one day.
Yeah.
So what do I want to do before then?
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about...
I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much.
Oh, I'm so glad. I appreciate your appreciation of it because sometimes I feel like I don't know who wants to hear about it. It's on my mind all the time, and I don't want to barge into people's space by being like, you're gonna die, that's not a nice thing to do at a party.
No, not so much. I don't suppose this is party chat.
I have a friend. This is like an interesting kind of product of our technological moment. I have a friend who has an iPhone app that reminds her every day she's going to die.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if I could do that one.
I know, it's a lot.
I don't know if I could do that one. We are speaking with Basil Halal, who is a registered nurse student here in the city of Philadelphia, and we are speaking about palliative care, end-of-life care, and the importance of really coming to terms with mortality. This is Halana here live on Daybreak with you each and every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. here on 96.1 FM, WRDRadio.com, 900 on your AM dial. We'll be right back.
Now's the time to get your home ready for any season with a Pico Energy Assessment. For just $25, a Pico Energy Advisor will come to your home and recommend ways to make your home more efficient and more comfortable year-round. Schedule your assessment today at pico.com/assessment or call 1-888-5-PICO-SAVE. That's pico.com/assessment or call 1-888-5-PICO-SAVE. Plus, you may be eligible for an assessment for free.
Hi everybody, this is Nick inviting you to buy your next car from Jerry and the fellas over at Cardex. See, they're not dealers. They're like a car concierge service. They design a car around you. Almost any make. If it's not on the lot, they'll go out and get it for you. So use my car concierge, where I've already bought 4 cars. Cardex at 116 East Glenside Avenue in Glenside, Pennsylvania. Check them out online at cardexinc.com or call Cardex at 215-886-3230.
Be heard. Want another way to join the conversation?
Follow us on social media
Using the hashtag onWURD.
Be heard.
Stay connected to Word Radio.
Independent Black Media.
Was that a contraction?
Will I have a private room? Should I deliver with a doctor or a midwife? Can I try for a VBAC?
How much weight should I be gaining? Is there a doctor on site?
Is it time to push?
How am I supposed to fit all of these appointments in? Can I still exercise?
From prenatal care through delivery to postpartum support, including our Level 3 NICU for babies needing extra care. When you have questions, Einstein Maternity Care has answers. Make your appointment at 1-800-EINSTEIN.
Calling all block captains in the city of Philadelphia.
Calling all block captains.
You know who you are. Come out and rep your block. Join the first annual Green Block Sustainability Fair this Saturday, June 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Kimball Park, located at 16th and West Alney Avenue. Block captains and guests can register online at wordradio.com and click on the banner to register or in person the day of the event. Be one of the first 200 registered block captains or guests and receive a free gift, a new recycling bin, reusable bags for shopping, children's toys, and more. Come out and enjoy music by St. Paul Productions, face painting for the kids, games, workshop, rainwater tours, food vendors, and a raffle drawing for more prizes. Meet with Philadelphia's Director of Sustainability, Christine Knapp, and local environmental organizations who will be on hand to answer questions. Come join us at Green Block Sustainability Fair on June 1st at Kimball Park, located at 16th and West Alney Avenue, a few short blocks from Broad and Alney. Block captains and guests, see you there. Presented by Clean Water Action in cooperation with the Philadelphia Water Department.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
Now, a traffic update
on Word Radio.
Good morning. This report sponsored by Unbound.org. Schuylkill Expressway eastbound side, busy Blue Ridge through the curve, again Montgomery through Girard, westbound University through Southing, and the Boulevard to Belmont beginning to jam. Southbound 95 heavy from Bridge down through Girard. The Boulevard Route 1 southbound delays from Fox down through Ridge Avenue. Still a disabled tractor trailer there off to the right. PA Turnpike, Blue Ridge 476, not bad yet. 55 north, getting busy north of Deptford in the 42. 42 northbound lights still between 55 and 295. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You could help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. For more traffic information, log on to sigalert.com. I'm Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Now back to Daybreak on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Streaming live at wordradio.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Helena here, live and in the building with you each and every single morning, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. here on WURDradio.com, 96.1 FM, 900 on your AM dial. And what a beautiful morning it is. It is already 67 degrees outside, folks, getting as high as 84 later on. We are talking about a full-on sunny Friday. And I am so in love with that. I love when the sun comes out. I love to just bask in the sunshine. I am just a sun baby, I think. So for those of you that are not, please get a little bit of sun in today if you can. It's a perfect day to spend some time outside, maybe on your lunch break, go for a little brisk walk around the building, or, you know, spend some time this morning just gazing out your window and enjoying nature. But take time to really celebrate the moment and celebrate life and appreciate how much beauty is around you. I always say, find the beauty, right? Find the beauty in the life, find the beauty in conflict, find the beauty in the moment. And that has always helped me so much, and I hope that it helps you as well. We are speaking with Basil Hillel, who is a registered nurse student, making sure I get my words right. And we are speaking about his focus, his area of focus, which is palliative care and end-of-life care. And I know the conversation is a little, heavy in some ways, folks, but I really, I hope that this is this is landing well, and that, you know, having this open conversation is supporting your process and also supporting your possibilities. I know sometimes, well, many times you hear me talking about one side of the coin, which is excitement and joy and possibility and celebration of the moment of the present day. But I believe that in order to have a balanced conversation, we have to understand both sides of that experience of human life. As you were talking about earlier, you know, we're encouraged to really celebrate the birthing process. But when it comes to end-of-life care, it feels like a down. You know, it's not always that up celebration. And I'll say even for me, when my grandmother passed, we did a huge celebration. Like, we didn't do an open casket. She had chosen to be cremated, which was also part of that decision. But it was like champagne. We had a huge dinner. The event coordinators that helped us put it together walked in to deliver the flowers from the funeral home and thought it was a wedding reception. That's how much we celebrated her life.
Yeah, you guys threw down.
Yeah, we totally threw down. Threw up, threw down, threw it all around. We had a playlist with her favorite music playing.
Yeah.
You know, it was different. It really was different. And it was interesting because my sister's in-laws were like, we're nowhere near death, but when we go out, know that this is the way we want it to be done. And it was such a liberating way to open the conversation about the elders in our family and, you know, other folks that were dealing with the passing or the like that in between, you know, the transition space where folks are kind of, like you talked about, the difference between the palliative care and the hospice care. It was really liberating in a strange way. And I really want to embrace the possibility of opening that door to conversation more often. Instead of just focusing on the go out there and get it message, and recognizing that you want to go out there and get it because there is but only so much time for you to make your mark or to live your life.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you don't always have to talk about mortality in order to have that conversation. I think the spirit of your program is so focused on gratitude, and I feel like when we talk about gratitude, there's an understanding that why are we grateful for this day? It's because it's not a limit. It's not an infinite resource. You know, this time that we get to be in these bodies and be watching the sunrise over the river. So, yeah, I don't think we always have to be as sort of put so fine a point on it. Throughout our daily lives, I think, you know, when people are getting to the point of starting to think, oh, maybe I don't have that much more time here, I wouldn't presume to tell anybody what they should do. You know, my father was super stubborn. I said he had a big mess in his house, you know, and I was looking around his house and I was thinking, I'm going to have to clean this up. And I said to him one day, you know, you're going to leave me a real big mess. And he said, yeah, you're probably right. And I wanted in that moment to be taken care of by my parent, you know. And my parent was going through something else entirely. And so I think, you know, people have to go through their process, and I think we need to give them space to and honor that. If you do have an inkling to think about the people who are going to be in your community after you're gone, and you want to help take care of them, some simple things to think about are just articulating your wishes. It doesn't even have to be through the legal process necessarily of getting a lawyer and having a will or having a power of attorney or all of this stuff, which are important and I think people should do. But just saying, this is what I want, you know, to your kids or to your siblings or whoever is going to be around, so that they know that after you pass, they're honoring your wishes.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. We have a caller on the line, Jerry from West Philly. Oh, okay. Call back if you get a chance, Miss Jerry. I think the suggestions that you just shared is such a beautiful thing, that it not only applies to end-of-life care, but also like now.
Yeah.
All of us have the opportunity to really articulate our wishes, and what an empowering statement. not just considering that it's important to articulate your wishes, like you said, in a will or with the power of attorney, which are imperative documents in a lot of spaces, and also talking with your friends and family, loved ones, siblings, and things like that. I know it's a tough conversation. It is. It is. Life is also a beautiful mystery in a lot of ways, and part of the joy of life is that unexpected possibility. And sometimes the possibility isn't always a positive one. Sometimes it's something we don't want to happen. I've spoken with a lot of people who've had some tragic instances happen in their lives. You know, young people who've lost their lives, or children even, in addition to elders. And we all feel that. You know, we all feel that grief and that difficulty. And when you are able to, you know, talk about it, I think it opens a door for healing in a lot of ways. That is an unpredictable process in its own right, and such an important part of the process. And I want to just stress, you know, again, we are really excited about the glow up, the day-to-day, like, yes, I'm going to be great. I'm going to get out here and do amazing things. And it's just as important to understand, you know, how that light starts to dim on the other end of the spectrum. And they go hand in hand, and it's a beautiful dance. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, we are so powerful, and we're so fragile and vulnerable. And I think that awareness can really help us build really beautiful lives with each other, you know? Because we're not always going to have them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank
today.
you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
It was a beautiful conversation, and I just appreciate you so much for sharing your heart and sharing your story with us.
Thanks for inviting me to do so.
This is Helana here live on Daybreak with you each and every single morning, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. here live on WURDradio.com, 96.1 FM, 900 on your AM dial. All right, lovely people. I know that was quite a conversation today, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I appreciate you. I love you guys so very much. Yes, I'm tearing up on air, so just deal with it. But I want you to know that no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, there are people there who are there for you, who are able to, who you can reach out to, who you can get support from, and who understand your process. So please make use of the resources out there. I know even though it's a beautiful, bright, sunny, shiny day, every single moment may not feel beautiful, bright, and sunny and shiny. And the reality is that life is a beautiful, beautiful dichotomy. It's a beautiful mystery. It's a beautiful balance of some of the things we're really excited about and some of the things we just don't want to talk about. And so I hope you will humor me today with this beautiful conversation and understand the need and importance of sharing this information with you today. So please know my heart and my energy is here with you as well. We are so beautiful, so excited, so lovely, so enjoyable, so wonderful, so peaceful, so loving. And please go forward today with that peace and that joy and that love, and knowing that our time is finite. We don't know what comes next, but what we know is the present moment, and we get a choice to let that attitude go. It's not that deep when you talk about stuff like that. All that other surface stuff, all those material problems, they fade away. They really do. And so please use that as your motivation today to let the small stuff go. Don't sweat the small stuff, and just really be present with those that you love, and do your best to be yourself each and every single moment. Remember what I tell you each and every single day. The joy, the love, the peace that you seek, it lives inside of you. I love you all so very much. I will see you again on Monday morning. This is Helana on Daybreak. Have a beautiful weekend.
What's cheesy, topped with a fluffy egg and crisp applewood smoked bacon? Easy. McDonald's new $2 breakfast deal. For a limited time, get a flaky bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for just $2. And if you're craving something savory and sweet, get a delicious bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles for the same price. Hurry in and bite into this tasty deal any day of the week. Only at